Hey everyone, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Shelly and today I'm going to be doing something that is a regular television episode on this channel or YouTube episode. It's called What's Cheering Me Up Right Now, and boy do I need a little bit of cheering. I need to get my mind in the right spot because of this. I am a tired teacher and mama, and we are coming up to the last sprint of school before it ends, and the life is being drained out of me. I feel like every day it is like, ooh, going on the battlefield. I am going, every day at school is like a battle. That makes it sound quite negative. Every day I am out there having to remind myself to stay vigilant, stay on top of redirecting students, building those relationships, closing out the end of the year, and that I need to stay on top of it, to be honest. And I know I am not alone in my feelings, whether you are a student, a parent, a teacher. We are all in this moment, at least those of us who have summers off, we are in this moment in which we are just battling it out every single day, struggling forward to get to summer. So it's always kind of this weird transition because, especially as a teacher, I'm just launching into it. I guess this is context. This is context as to why I'm making this video. Especially as a teacher, we start the year, or at least I start my year, and there's this focus on building structure, building routine, getting into a lovely routine with my students and with the other staff members, with the campus, that this is our main focus, building the parameters of how we want our days to look like for the year. And then somewhere around the spring break mark, like right after spring break, though I've really more noticed it in May, things start to come apart. The feeling of summer, being out for the summer, being out of this structure, the feeling that this structure is going to end soon starts to creep into the classroom, starts to creep into our lives, at least into my life. And then all of a sudden, I feel like some of those structures that I worked so hard to put in place, some of the routines that we are in, like that are just part of our daily lives now at school, they start to slip away. They start to fade a little bit and things get a little bit messy, but that is what life is all about. And especially at this time, I like to reflect on the things that are bringing me joy rather than to sort of wallow in self-pity about how things aren't going the way that I want them to go. So if you are new to my channel, then hello, hi, I'm Shelly. As I mentioned before, I'm a teacher, a mother, a reader, and I do videos like this from time to time. If you like just hanging out, chatting, being around a chatty person, I would encourage you to subscribe, stick around, and let's go ahead and get into the meat of this video. One thing that I have been really loving is hearing from all of you. So if you are watching this video, I would really love it if you said hi, if you left me a comment, even if you left me like the little heart emoji, like I really like that emoji. But, or a really cute emoji. If you could just do that, that really cheers me up so that future Shelly, after this is posted, she can look back and be like, oh my gosh, people out there, they're saying, hey, because sometimes when you're doing this, like in this moment, I do feel like I'm talking to my imaginary booktube friends, but there is this awareness that I am alone in a room talking to myself, i.e. the camera. And so just say hey, because that would really cheer me up right now. So we're going to start bookish or non-bookish. I'll start bookish things that are cheering me up, and then I'll work my way out of it. Okay. But I'm also doing this while putting on makeup. So like, let's get started beautifying this face. I don't really even think of makeup as beautifying it. I really just think of it as an enjoyable process, you know? Like, makeup is an enjoyable process for me. Perhaps most poignantly, as far as bookish things goes, I was so delighted. I was so chuffed when the Pulitzer was announced, and it was announced, the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction was announced, I don't know, at this point a couple weeks ago, and or a little over a week ago. And what happened is that they had dual winners. The winners were Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver and Trust by Hernan Diaz. And here's the deal. I was already reading Demon Copperhead when they announced the winner, and I felt so cool. I feel like that's aging me. I felt so cool that I was reading the winner before the winner was even announced. There was just something that really chuffed me about that. Is that the right word? Chuffed. I felt kind of smug. It really delighted me to be just on top of it all before the winner was even announced, and I just was like so excited. And so it really reinvigorated my thrill to read the book and to see what all the hoopla was about. I also made a video about my thoughts on how the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction represents American life, since that is part of the criteria to win the Pulitzer. Often there has to be commentary about American life. And so what does it mean? And I looked at a bunch of past winners, and I was able to look at Barbara Kingsolver's book, and I thought it was brilliant. I even went on and on with my husband, Ted. I was like, Ted, oh my gosh, like there's, it's very American about, when it talks about the opioid crisis, when it talks about tobacco farming, foster care system, and I was just popping off, and, he kindly listened to me, and I read it with a buddy reader, and that will actually segue into the other bookish thing that I'm just really appreciative of. I'm feeling very grateful for the connection that I have with other readers. So this past month in May, I have buddy read quite a few books with quite a few people. I buddy read Alias Grace with, though it was for Sandy's book club, we had a sort of side chat group with Ann Novella, Sonja, and Ketevan from Ketevan Reads. I'm going to leave these wonderful ladies linked down below, and Sandy herself. So she had multiple channels of conversation going on with Alias Grace. However, there was like this buddy read that we were also doing within the larger scope of her chat. You probably are like, the minutia of this doesn't matter. The whole thing is that I am buddy reading a touch more than I normally would, and I am loving it. And part of it is the groups that I'm involved with, i.e. Anne from Ann Novella, Ketevan from Ketevan Reads, Sonja and Sandy from Miss Reads a Lot. And I've also been buddy reading with my friend Anita. And Anita and I are cut from the same cloth. She is a community member. She has left a bunch of comments on my videos. And we just started buddy reading together. And we have tore through our third buddy read in about a month or so. And she's just lovely. Like, she's a lovely person. And I guess, like, to pull the camera back a little bit, like to back out a tiny bit so I'm not just like talking about the minutia of the buddy reads, is that it's just so lovely to take a hobby that is so solitary, that is so of an introvert's best interest. I'm an introvert myself, and it's interesting to have this reading life that conjures up thoughts and swirls up ideas and like brings up all of these emotions, to have all of this, and then sometimes for years and years and years, for many of us, and for me in particular, because I can only speak for myself, that you read alone. And a lot of times I would pester my sweet husband and be like, oh my gosh, I'm reading this amazing book, and let me tell you why it's so amazing. And he kindly listens to me and gives input. And there have been so many times where I'm like, oh, yeah, I think you would like this book. And it's my kind way of telling my husband that I want him to read it with me. And now I have so many, because of booktube, I have so many people that are willing to engage with me, whether it be in the comments of my videos, responding and like making video responses, or doing buddy reads on various channels, whether it be through email or Voxer or just however the buddy read is set up. It's so incredible to talk with other bookish people who are as equally as passionate about books as I am, and to engage in conversation with them about it. I mean, it's so incredibly lovely. And that's something that is deeply and deeply cheering me up right now. I'm just so stinking grateful. And so Anita has been one of those people. Of course, I'm always continuously reading things with Fraser, who I am just always endlessly grateful for. And I'm gonna stop this Oscar length speech right now, because as a whole, I'm just grateful for the booktube community and the people that I read with, because they've just given me a lot of joy, especially as things in my real life, as they say, have gotten real crazy, especially, you know, with school ending and all of that. So there is that. Finally, the last bookish thing that is cheering me up right now is, I've started to take inventory of how many books are coming in and how many books are going out. So this year there has been a shift in my thinking, and though I've been buying quite a few books, I'm also getting rid of a ton of books. Books that I've read and don't plan on rereading or don't want in my collection anymore. Books that I haven't read that I just have made peace with the fact that I don't want to read them. And that has been feeling really good. It's been really good to keep a balance of what's going in and coming out. And so after my last book haul, I made a book haul video. I will, if I remember, leave that link down below, along with all the other promised links that I promised to link down below. That sentence didn't come out very cohesively, but you know what? Forgive. But I'm very energized. I feel like I haven't talked to you all in a while, and so I'm just excited about that. But the thing is that in my last book haul, I brought in 18 books. Now, I also traded in books, so I don't know how many I traded in and how many was purchased. But I brought in 18 books. And so far, I'm getting rid of, I have a pile on this table back there of about 16 books. And it's kind of nice. Like, it's nice to be like, oh, I can get rid of these books. I feel really good about getting rid of them. And so I'm keeping my coming in and going, like, at a good, steady checks and balances. I don't mind if I bring in more books than are going out. I really don't mind in the least. But it's more about, I don't want to keep bringing in so many books without being aware of what is coming in and going out. So bringing a consciousness, a checklist, a tally list, if you so please, to my book purchases and to my fluctuating library, that has been really cheering me up. And also knowing, like, just knowing for sure that I am keeping a flow with my library has been quite nice. Quickly, I'll mention this, but you all know already, like, and everybody in my work life has commented on this, and I feel like the whole internet has commented on this as well, but a lot of people have been commenting on my hair. And I have these hot rollers, which I will take them out as I'm chatting with you. These hot rollers, this system, which is just, you know, a steamer, and these, I don't know, I guess they are hot rollers. The system I have used, a version of this system I have used since I was a wee child. My mother uses a system similar to this, or at least she used to. And I had, my steamer broke some years ago, and then I cut my hair short. You all know that. And over the past, I don't know, 8 or 9 months or so, I've been trying to grow my hair out because I've been missing my longer hair. I've just been ready, you know? And then my husband, for Mother's Day, bought me the steamer again, you know, like the thing that steams these hot rollers. And now I have it back in my life, and my hair is long enough to be hot rolled. And so that has been really cheering me up, having hair that I'm quite used to and that I enjoy. I enjoy variety in my hair. And so it's been so nice to be able to curl my hair again and to have this like voluminous style, you know, yet again. That's been really, really nice, and it's been fun, and I'm kind of addicted to it. I have just been going around and around and around, like making sure that my hair is you know, curled and styled, and I don't know, it's just been really giving me a lot of joy. And then what's funny is that like everybody has noticed. I haven't been at my work that long, and I haven't been making videos that long, but I guess it's been some time since I've had a hot roller system. And to have it again, a lot of people have noticed that, you know, I can do my hair like this, which for me, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been doing this since I was a wee child. But now I'm like, oh yeah, I guess there's been a whole sort of generation of people in my life that haven't seen it like this. And then it's been interesting to get all of these comments like, oh, I love your hair curled. I love it like that. And it's been quite nice. It's been really nice to hear. And then it made me aware that it's been a long time since I've worn my hair like this, and that I do quite like having my hair like this. So there's that. I am watching a new television show, which I just don't watch that much television these days, and I've been so tired that my television watching has been pretty low. Oh, you look handsome. Do you want to be in here?
Yes.
Yes. I have an itchy eye, and it's like very uncomfortable. I'm realizing that this back area back here looks just like a deep dark hole. And I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change the tablecloth so that it's something a little bit brighter and lighter and more cheery. As some of you well know, I am not much of a television watcher, which by choice. And lately I've been only watching about 30 minutes of television per day. I probably shouldn't talk and do this lipstick, so let me do this and I'll be right back. Anyhow, I finished the television show The Newsroom, which was so good. It's an Aaron Sorkin show, and it is just about producing the news, but it has really snappy and clever dialogue. It's quite witty. There are fantastic, complex characters, let me tell you that, for sure, and wonderful character dynamics. And I just loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I have not watched very many. I'm not like an Aaron Sorkin girly. Some people, who is the showrunner, the visionary behind the show. But I do know that he had a very famous show that predates Newsroom, and it is The West Wing. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. It was huge in its day, and it's about the it's about running the political office of the president. So there is the president is a character, the speechwriters are characters, chief of staff, the associate chief of staff, or I forget, Ted always corrects me, I forget. But there's the chief of staff, and then the person right under him who also has chief of staff in his name, but not the top chief of staff. There is, public relations character, so there's all these people on the show, and because it's similar to Newsroom, it has witty, snappy dialogue, and it has wonderful characters and very interesting character relationships, and I've just been really loving it. Like, I've been really enjoying the show. It's so much more about the characters and their relationships versus the commentary about running a political office, although it's about that as well. And it's just my kind of show, it's just like my kind of show. And it's so great when you have a person who has a vision for the television show. For example, Amy Sherman Palladino, who does The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but before that she did Bunheads, which had one season, and it was good, but it wasn't great. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is exactly, like, is the best show that Amy Sherman Palladino has ever done. But before that, she did Gilmore Girls. And Gilmore Girls is, without a doubt, my favorite show of all time. Like, I love that show so much. And, you know, she had a vision. She had an idea of how she wanted her show to be and she worked really hard to achieve it. And if you followed her career, as I have with any kind of interest, you've seen there are certain things that she really prioritizes in her work and in her shows, like really fast-talking, snappy dialogue. The setting is always a big thing. Having strong female characters is part of her thing. So anyways, so you take someone like Amy Sherman Palladino, and you get another version of that, Aaron Sorkin, who's interested in politics and news and the way news runs and the way that messaging works, and has a knack for, again, really snappy, incredible, lovely dialogue, and wonderful characters. And, you know, you see his origins and you see his career over time through his work, kind of like when you follow an author over time, and it's just lovely. It's so wonderful. So anyways, that has been really cheering me up right now. And then after I finish with this mascara, I'm gonna, you know, finish out with a couple of games. Who am I? Who am I? That's it. We're done. We're done with the makeup. So I have, my kids are old enough. My youngest is going on 5. You saw him. And I have a 7-year-old rather. And we are playing games like Zingo. It's like a bingo, but for younger kids. And really cute, really fun, really enjoyable, but mostly enjoyable that we can spend this kind of time together. And the other game that we've been playing quite a bit was Uno. So, like, my kids are old enough to play these games, and that's been really, really fun. So this has been great. And then I taught my students, actually my co-teacher who shares the room with me, she mentioned Sudoku, or Sudoku, but I call it Sudoku, so correct me kindly if you would like. But Sudoku has been, we were showing our students, and then the students were asking me for answers, so I felt the need to, you know, finish the puzzle or have some progression of the puzzle, and I was showing them some strategies on how to approach Sudoku and all of that. And then all of a sudden I'm like sucked in, like every moment I can get throughout the day, I'm like, I want to play Sudoku. I have the New York Times app on my phone, which gives you a daily Sudoku puzzle at medium. It's not the same puzzle, but there's a easy puzzle, a medium puzzle, and a hard puzzle. And I'm just loving it. Like, I'm just really enjoying puzzling things out. I'm a big puzzle person. I actually even finished a jigsaw puzzle very recently, actually yesterday, and I really enjoyed that. And so I like puzzles, and I like spending my time with puzzles, you know, additionally as being a reader. We are multifaceted creatures, you know, all of us are. And so, you know, but it's really nice to get in touch with this logic side of me, this love for figuring things out and putting the pieces together. And so Sudoku has been giving me a ton of joy. Even my students know that, like, if they're busy and I have a few minutes free to look on my phone instead of going onto social media, instead of checking other things, I am like pulling up that Sudoku puzzle and trying to figure it out. So that's been just a whole heck of a lot of fun. And now I am ready. I'm done. I have talked about the things that are cheering me up. Now it's your turn. Tell me what you have been enjoying lately. I would love to know. And yeah, that's it for me. So I will see you all. You know, oh wait, I gotta do, thank you. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye.